KOJ live. Yes, I'm doing a quick live this morning because I got a errand to run. And I'm here to say this morning that there's so many evidence of unfairness across the globe, and people would deny the fact, even if the evidence stare them directly in the eyes. I don't know if it's because of political reason or people want to be in a certain group or in crowd, why so many people would see the truth and deny the truth. The fact does not relevant in many people of the world eyes today. You know, people make excuses for bad behaviors and have no intention to be honest. And one of the things that truly bothers me is to see unfair practices that is blatantly staring us in the eyes all around us. And we would try to deny the fact that this thing, even though you see it, you will convince yourself that what you see and what you hear, what you read, what you understood can't be right, even though you see it right before your eyes. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the unfair practices that we see across the globe and even here in the United States. And many people would advocate for the things that is wrong, whether it be the brutal treatment of humanity or whether it's racism steer us directly in the eyes, and even many that gone through harsh, brutal, racist rhetoric and practices will come out and tell you that racism is not, it's not here. And we see many churches and civic organizations and many religious groups, you know, if it don't affect them personally, they don't think, you know, it exists. And people, I don't know if they are afraid to be honest, or they don't know how to be honest. They stifle their conscience. What is it? And people will align themselves with people who have no interest in their growth, in their development. You know what I mean? They will see blatant discrimination and they will try to convince themselves that it is not so. And many people say that America is not formed from the very structure of the country. We're not formed and white supremacy, and believe that white men or women should be the one that rule and govern every other ethnic group and race. And some people will tell you that that is of the past. Well, if it's of the past, why when you go to a job to get an application, one of the things that you will still find an application, no matter what the type of application that you apply, what race are you? not merit, but on race. You got many religious group in America who will never vote on a bill that will benefit black people or benefit all people so that black people can be included. If anything that it's gonna be for the betterment and development of black people, you got these evangelicals who will fight it tooth and nail, but yet still you have black people who would say that, I want to be a part of these evangelicals. I will send my last dollar to them so that they can buy a jet and they can come up with practices and principles to fight against everything that would be beneficiary to a black child or to other ethnicity and other race of people across the globe. And you have black people who will try to think within themselves that I can, if I say that racism is not exist enough, I can get honorary white status from white supremacy. You got many black people in this country who is clamoring for a seat as an honorary white because they will never identify themselves with their own kind. Under no circumstances they will tell you that black people is lazy and black people is this, and they will do everything to belittle them own kind. Well, I can say I'm one that wasn't born in this country. I've been here 40 years, and in that 40 years, I've never been on welfare. Now my children never been on welfare. Now my wife never been on welfare. You understand? So I'm not saying that because I want to get something from the government. Why? But I've been to many places. I've seen the way people talk to you, the way they treat you, and the job. You can see the difference between the white and the black and the difference. And anybody who want to convince themselves that racism is not the fundamental foundation of the formation of this country, you're fooling yourself. Why would a person go out of their way to kidnap other human being and put them in a 3/5 class to say that they are not human being and brutalize them and have them work from sun up to sundown without any form of recompense and payment? And if that's not a foundation of racism, you tell me. When a country that pride themselves in going across the world and dominate and will steal other people's wealth and brutal to other people, tell me, is that good? Understand? So I personally believe, understand, that these practices are devilish, understand? It's devilish. And young people everywhere now, we need to reject these type of principles and practice globally, understand? Because it is not right, man. It is not right. It is not right, for people to believe. All right, you got a set of people they call evangelicals. I'm on them, because a lot of black people give them millions and millions of dollars over the years, and these people will always vote in favor of anything that is against the black race. They will talk a good talk. Individually, one-on-one, they will talk the nicest talk. The nicest talk. But when it comes to our betterment and development, they're not into that. They are not into that. They are not into our betterment and our development. Understand? Then we even fast and pray with you. Understand? You give them your money, they will even fast and pray with you. But when it comes to voting, everything that you're praying for, they're going to vote against it. Because what? They want to see themselves as the superior way up here, and you are the inferior down here. In spite of, they might preach a good preaching. And when they preach, man, oh my God, they like heaven and earth move. But look, and the principles behind the things that they vote for. What they vote for, that's what you got to look at. Who they vote for, that's what you got to look at. You understand? Not because a guy or a girl come up and speak some good argument and intellectually is like them on the top of the game. You understand? Nobody got better oral skills than them. But they're not for your betterment. It's for your detriment. And you got to see. There are many different reforms that we would like to see, and they cannot see it necessary to stand up and to understand it. Judicial reform, where it's in this country, they rather build more prison than institutions that can uplift from poverty. You understand? The banking system need overall. The court system need overall. When people said the police need overall, people say, oh, so you agree for defund the police. I'm not here to say defund the police, but police need to be held accountable for racist practices, because anybody in America who say that there's not, I'm not going to say don't have good police. I'm not going to say that. Understand? But when you have police can just go out and free him, just put in on your phone how many black men have spent from 10, I'm not even going to say 1 and 2 years. The 1 and 2 years, you're going to get thousands of those. But how many black men are spent from 10 to 40 years in prison innocently? Just Google that and see. Understand? Just Google that. How many black men are spent between 10 and 40 years in prison for a crime that they did not commit? That means somebody, after being coerced from the day of arrest and to the day of prosecution. Understand? That means from the judge, from the police that make the arrest, the prosecutor bring the case against that person, the judge who preside over the matter, The juries who found the person guilty based on false evidence. And these things happen throughout the United States. So you tell me if that's not a systematic thing. When people being marginalized and victimized and stigmatized and brutalized and nobody hold accountable, and you have people who will vote year after year, you understand? And I'm wondering and say, when a politician gonna come with a decent mindset, understand, a godly mindset, to say these kind of practices, we have to go back to the foundation, change the laws that make these brutal practices acceptable in a society. When you're going to tell a man that he gone to prison, he spent 10 years in prison, sometimes innocent, never commit a crime. I'm not saying that guilty people don't go to prison, you know. Don't go and quote me and say I don't say guilty people don't go to prison, and some people that in prison is not worthy of being in prison, because you got people and every walks of life that commit heinous crime, whether you're black, you're white, you're Spanish, whatever it may be. You got people that commit heinous crimes that need to be locked away from society and never see the light of day. And I do believe in that. Understand? But when you have a systematic system that can just frame a person, and it takes so many people to be in coerce and turn a blind eye to the fact that you can take a man who the arresting officer know within himself that this person didn't commit a crime. The prosecutor know within themselves that this person did not commit a crime. The judge who preside over the matter know that in his heart that this person did not commit a crime. The jurors who stood there and found the person guilty know within themselves that this person did not commit a crime. But yet still, then find the person guilty. Based on the fact that good riddance, because we get rid of one who is not one of us. Those are the things that I'm talking about. Understand? You got I never knew that I could see black people who clamor to be honorary white so much that don't matter what they see, you know what I mean? Don't matter what they hear, don't matter all the evidence is before them say, yeah, this cannot be so. You understand? Why these people cannot be honest? You understand? Honest with themselves. Black people stop. You cannot get into white supremacy, because they will use you and abuse you. And in the end, you will see no black man can become honorary white. You could have tried a little bit more. Understand? And the top of the list you can think of. I was in this country when Clarence Thomas was selected for the Supreme Court. And I remember the trial with Anita Hill. And I remember Joe Biden was one of the liars that drill him and drill him and drill him. And this man decided to listen, a black woman nearly let me not get the Supreme Court. You know what I mean? Because Anita Hill put him through hell, and a lot of people at the time, even myself at the time, said, boy, Anita Hill was a bad woman. But this woman knew what she was saying. And so many people at the time came against Anita Hill when Anita Hill was saying, this man is going to be black people detriment, not for their betterment. Don't put him on the Supreme Court. And even myself, as a young man, I said, wow, what a wicked black woman. Don't want this one black man to get on the Supreme Court. But the woman work with him and work underneath him as he was her boss. And knows that this man have no good intention for black people. So she was fighting it teeth and nails to say this man should not be on the Supreme Court because he have no intention, you know what I mean, of doing anything for black people. And because of that, Clarence Thomas go to the Supreme Court and he decides I'm gonna take vengeance on black people. Anything for the betterment of black people. You will not hear me rule on it. You understand? I sit through the trial and watch it. The trial. You understand? Is nomination confirming when they want to say, all right, we want to see if this man is fit enough for the Supreme Court. Understand? And because Anita Hill, and a lot of people were saying that Anita Hill jealous because Clarence Thomas never married to her, and she's jealous. But it wasn't that. She knew him. I know that him would never be on the side of black people because he's a man that decides that he want honorary white status. I look at a girl like Candace Owen who sue for racial discrimination in our school and get money. And then after she sue and get money, you know, then she don't and said no, racism doesn't exist anymore because I get money from it. I sue. No, I want honorary white status. I want honorary white status. I am going to say racism doesn't exist while I sue and get money in my school because of racial discrimination. And after you get the money, you know, you're going to say racism doesn't exist. And you're going to say, I lead to be an honorary white. So these people, man, I don't understand. Understand? Until the evangelical can vote for matters that pertaining to black people, I want to say fairness across the board. Understand? Equal rights and justice across the board. Anytime these so-called people will claim so they know God, you understand, can stand up and without fear or trembling and say, listen, treat every man have an equal right to live and to be free. Listen, me, I don't come here and I say I want bad things to happen to the white, to the Chinese, to the Indian, to the black. That is not where I stand. My philosophy to which I base my life is that every human being have the right to live and to be free. Don't care what color, class, or race they may be. So that means if you're Indian, I think it's a God-given right to be treated fairly. If you're Chinese, it's a God-given right to be treated fairly without regards to race, without the color or the shade of your eye color or skin color. Understand? I'm not coming here advocating for one type of racism over the other type. One type to say, you know, we are looking for black supremacy. We want black supremacy to run the world. You understand? That's not my philosophy. You understand? It's not my philosophy. It's not my style. But listen, me as an individual, Me not subservient to no man. And me not put no man above me. Me no care what shade of your skin, your color, your eye color, the shape of your mouth, your nose, your ears. You have nothing to do with me, but we may have to deal with me, deal with equal rights. I think that equal rights and justice. Understand? Not every man else say, boy, they want peace in the world, but we know hear people clamor for equal rights and justice. You understand? Look what America and France done to Haiti. Look what America and France done to Haiti and turned Haiti into a country that is like when I see the type of news that is coming out of Haiti, just grieve your spirit as a human being. Understand? And who done is the Asian them do what happened to Haiti to themselves, or is the United States and France rape Haiti and take away the life out of Haiti. You understand? Look what's going on in Africa. You understand? And across the globe. And you have some black people who not even know themselves. Them not travel the world. Them not know nothing about the world. The only thing where them get them news and them idea from Fox and CNN. Understand? Anything Fox or CNN tell them say that's a gospel. Truth. Understand? They never sit with people from different ethnicity. They spend hours and sit down and talk to people from different ethnicity, different walks of life, different places of the world, and to see the world. When you travel the world, you just go as a tourist or you talk to people. You try to see how people live, understand, and know what's going on. Understand? People hide behind the fact of religion and be evil. You see, when I use religion, and become evil. I hear Bob Marley with a line of song, and years I think about that song. Years and years and years. I said, did him junk when he said this line? Him said them build church and university to graduate thief and murderer. And me tell you something, I think me one of the biggest Bob Marley fan. Because very few Bob Marley songs, women don't know it word for word. You understand? And I study Bob from 17. I study Bob Marley music. I study it. Understand? If you look, I can pick up many Bob Marley music book out of my music library. Go through them. Understand? Many people probably not even know so Bob Marley have all music book out there. They can learn for play them songs them. You understand? And see the details in the type of music called arrangement where the man did in them time. And them didn't go on no music school. Them just learn from one another. But them learn from one another. Joe Higgs might show them something. Peter Touch might show Bob something, and them learn from one another, and them learn how to put them instrument together and make great instrumentation and learn how to write them line and become known across the globe. That's Bob Marley music. Them say One Love, is in 100 years, that's the best song that ever come out in the world. And when we hear the man say, them build church and university to graduate thief and murderer. And because I grew up with a Christian principle and Christian background, and I say, me love Bob Marley, but I can't understand this. Some start to dig in to it. And the man said, them use church and university to graduate thief and murderer. And as a man with a Christian background and Christian belief, I say no. Church and university. Graduate thief and murderer. That must sound right. And at face value, it doesn't sound right. But look into it deep. Most of who claims that them run the world, them got university. And when them got university and them graduate, do they stand up for the betterment of humanity without regards to race? Are them go into power and try to rob and to steal and to see as much as what them can get? When you have people who claim say them godly, them are pastors, deacon, bishop, pope, or what they want to be, Adventist, Sunday church, Jehovah's Witness, and their theological belief is not for the betterment of humanity. They don't preach for the betterment of humanity. But let me take the last dollar from you. That's thief and murderer. Robbing and stealing in the name of the Lord. Because if your theological belief is not for the betterment of humanity, if a religion is not for the betterment of humanity without regards to race, you're just a thief and a murderer. You're an accomplice to murderous regime, murderous belief. You will frame a man and put them in prison for 100 years. When you think of a man can go in a man country and take away all of them resources, and you will vote to keep that power in place, you're just a thief and a murderer. God elude your conscience. Your conscience gone. The Bible says, burn it with a hot iron. You snare it with a hot iron. That means you cannot have feelings and empathy and sympathy and compassion for people. And if you're not a person that have empathy and sympathy and compassion for human being across the globe without regard for race, you're just a thief and a murderer. Your religion, the Bible said that man religion is vain. When a religion becomes vain, when everything that is evil is good to you. But I would like to see we get back to the fundamental principles of young, especially I'm speaking now to the black mothers and fathers, especially the mothers. Bring up your children to get back to the fundamental principle of dating and marrying them childhood sweetheart, that them life can work out for the betterment of humanity. Start to teach them the things that is right and the things that is relevant, you know what I mean, for the betterment and development of mankind. So that when they get into position, you understand, them learn to have empathy and learn to have sympathy and compassion, you understand? So you have some people with them vain religion, The vain religion thing, we want to get rid of that. Understand? When you have people with I tell that people say, this a party, a God party, and that the party, a God party. When the party with them say a God party, you understand? Never stand up for nothing that is right for humanity. And I mean, too many black people want to get honorary white status. It will never happen. It will never happen. Because behind the back, they just laugh and say, thank you for helping our cause. But that's as far as it will go. Understand? I will never loyal to no politician nowhere in the world. I will never loyal to no religious group nowhere in the world. Unless you believe in the fairness and the betterment of humanity. You will only vote for the things that is going to be the things that will promote. You don't marginalize, stigmatize, and brutalize humanity, robbing and stealing in the name of the Lord, in the name of your religion. You're not discriminative. You don't discriminate against a man because of the color of his skin. You understand? You don't fight against laws that would be for the betterment of humanity. Because if you believe from school to prison pipeline is fairness. When I don't say black children don't act up, but white children also act up. You understand? And when a black child act up, a teacher don't advocate to run for take them out of school and gradually for run them out of school. Understand? You see, if me was see my youngest son, very smart, very smart. And if me wasn't one would stand up on my foot, then would all convince all my wife to even take him out of school or put him on medication and things like that, you understand? Me I drive with this little boy when I'm around 4-year-old. And this little boy I spelled some word. I'm say, son, there's no word like that. There's no word like, and just laugh and say, Daddy, I'm spelling backwards. I say, what? Little boy said, Daddy, I'm spelling backwards. So me give him some words. I drive, Drive. And I'm sitting at the back. I'm not even old enough to sit at the front of the car with me, And at the back seat him there, And while I'm in the back seat, this little boy spell all kind of words. Like, I'm going to spell family where I just say YLINAF. I say, what is that? He just a family daddy. Must forever. I go to REVEROF. So what is that? Daddy, you don't know what is that? That's forever, Daddy. I say, shoot. This little 4-year-old picnic. So as I come home, I say, to my wife, I say, listen, man. This little boy, I don't know where he come from. I remember when my 5-year-old, I said, you would have liked to learn to play the piano? And he said, yes, Daddy. And a little bit after my 5th birthday, call him, I said, come sit down beside me on the piano. And I teach him something. And this little boy, I do everything else beside him, paying attention. I mean, just me get upset and I say, why you not paying attention? I said, Daddy, I'm paying attention. So I say, what I just did. And without hesitation, the little boy could have done back every single thing when I show him on the piano. And that's now the time now when I say, this is not an ordinary kid. This kid is not an ordinary kid. because me have other children. And none never behave like this. None never behave like this. So I said, this kid can't be an ordinary child. There's two things when I remember I use and I said, this kid can never be an ordinary child because if he look to me like him not pay no attention and without missing a beat, every single thing when I show him on the piano, the little boy show me back. I said, this is not ordinary picnic. Fast forward now, so when him start go to school now and the thing now, he's a youth where him done him work and him start jump and flick, in a class and them start call and say, him nah behave himself. I said, Daddy, I done my work and then want me to just sit down, because there's some lazy teacher. Them couldn't recognize that that they have a genius in them in them classroom. Them can't recognize that. So many consultation have you have with school because I say no study and nah did this. All right. So I remember we go see a psychologist and the man I said, yo, I want to put my son on medication and things like that. I say, I must say mad. And my wife I say, well, if the doctor said, I say, don't tell me when the doctor said, just get me right there and I say, I don't want to hear what the doctor said. So I look on the doctor and I say, listen me, my son is very smart. Me say, if I show a complicated piece, if I get my piano right now and show a complicated piece one time, just show it to you, will you get it? Just like that, I said to the doctor. And the doctor draw back and chair and look and I said, I'm a madman. I said, children supposed to boom, flick, poop a lick, and exercise and jump. You can't expect people to just sit down like that, you understand? Man, that's all when I come out. Honestly, my wife scold me. And I say, you can't talk to the doctor like that. I say, you think I'm going to make them go jug up my kid? When me know say, this little boy from my 4-year-old, I make me think and I wonder what kind of picnic this I spell all kind of big word, backward. You think me I gonna make them dumb him down? You understand? When me take him, so fast forward, when he was 12-year-old now, my sister, I said, listen, I said, I want to get you another music teacher, somebody who much more advanced than me. So I bring him to this one music school in our community and pay me member, pay $200 fee for registering at the class. With them claims and non-refundable. I get my money, my son got a 2 times and said, Daddy, I'm not going back. I say, you're not going back. Just give the people them $200 fee. He said, but you're not going back and me now get back my money. I said, Daddy, I your money. Just like that my son said. He said, Daddy, I your money. I'm not going back. So I said, oh, shit. So, all right. So I said, let's go. And I left. Same day from that other music school. Because my son said, I have no interest in going there. I said, Daddy, the man that teach me things we teach me when I was 5-year-old. Why would I want to learn that? Just like that him said, Daddy, me tell the man, said, my father teach me this when I was 5. I don't want to learn this. And the man said, well, I start from the beginning. So my son said, well, he have no interest in it. He have absolutely no interest. So straight from that school, we leave and go to another music school. I'm tell the man, so listen, I'm coming from this music school right now with my son. I start teaching him to play the music when he was 5 years old. Now he's 12 years old, and I want to get somebody who I think is more advanced, more than me, to teach him, to have him develop into the music, to become a better musician. So the guy said, all right. And I said, I can read the music somewhat. So the guy go get some books and come and tell my son to look through those books and tell him, and then pick one of the book. And the guy said, all right, we start from this one. And right there, him and that guy kick it off, right there. Right there, man, that guy kick it off. And him start, got the music school, tell him, love him, tell him. Left from then, go away and come back, go college and come back, and go there and volunteer and teach and then them love him and thing. So I look and I say, I know the type of job what I do. No. The amount of money I earn. No. I look when back and I say, supposed to be they follow them damn idiot. Jug up my picnic. Be little intelligence. Job we have no and then put the money where my work, and would never have it. If me, it's supposed to say me was an absent father. I'm sure someone that convinced my wife. Because she schooled me and say me shouldn't talk to the doctor the way me talk to the doctor. By the time we leave out of the doctor office, me and my son and we get in the car, and she that schooling me. So if I she alone go there, if I my wife alone go there, I was an absent father. Dog with a name my son supper. You understand? None of my other kids them no prove them brilliance like him. And all of my kids them go to college. You understand? And him are the one where them they the one figure say, yo, they want to mash up him spirit. Understand? Because God allow me when I was 4 years old to see him display something. He never do it with the mother and do it with me, you know. Me and him in the car drive. I remember right the church where I come from. Me and him sitting in the back seat. And me and me alone in the car. Next kid them never did it. Wife never did it. Just me and him alone. And God told God work in mischievous way and mysterious way. Mischievous and mysterious at the same time. Because God allow this little boy to start to spell some word backwards. And I say, son, but no word no go so. And just laugh and just say, Daddy, I'm spelling backward. Say, spell backward. Yeah, Daddy, I'm spelling backward. And the next thing again, no. But I know say a kid never ordinary. And when I'm sitting on the piano when my 5-year-old, can't forget that. And I say, yo, this is what you do, you know, and do all kind of things, you know, what me like me, I show him, you know, that's make me I'll get upset. And I say, you're not paying attention. I say, Daddy, I'm paying attention. He said, what I just show you, right? So the piano writer song, right? This is my piano, right? I remember I have a chair, so I sit right here, so in front of the piano. And I show him. And by the time me thinks a little boy now pay no mind, everything we me did and I show little boy on the piano, little boy repeat every single thing. And I said, this a pick me an ordinary child. You understand? An ordinary child. So you have to know. You can't make nobody come tell your children and dull them spirit and tell because them people are where them quick for do. If you take black boys and want to send them straight from school to prison, you understand? Because, you know, once the teacher them start to pick on them, you know, And if you not, that's why I not think the man should have missing from them children life. No woman cannot be a father. You can parent your child as a mother, but you cannot be a father. A father is a father. No matter how good me is, me cannot be a mother to my children. Me can't be a mother to my daughter. You understand me? Me can't be a mother to my son. Me have to be a father to my children. A woman have to be a mother to their children. But I say you're not a father. You're not a father. If the father is absent, you know what I mean? He's absent, but you're not a mother and father. Because there are certain things that the father will, if he's a real father, will stand up for the principle. So in the growth and development of son or daughter, to know that, yo, I'm gonna stand up on these principles. You understand? So I'm glad, because if my wife alone would have left him, my son, and I know in brains would have been slowed down. You understand? Remember when we say my son, at the time, my daughter in a college, and my son not even in a high school yet. And my daughter were in a college. Me watch both of them type things. And my daughter could not type half as fast as him. He watch her on her computer type up her things. For college. And I watch my son, you know what I mean, I type the school. And one of them, man, I go like machine. And the other one, and just move slow. And sometimes I say, yo, you sure say I make mistake? I said, no, daddy, I'm good. You understand? So it make me can observe, because once you have more than one children, you observe each child and know how each child operate different. Understand? And what work for one child don't work for the next child. Understand? And so me, So watch out. Bless up, because I have to run. I have a long drive for go to right now. So I go up on the road, and see it. So if your religion is not for the betterment of humanity, you know what I mean? Satan you worship. If your religion don't believe for the betterment of humanity without regard to race, if you feel like, say, one people is a better people, or God have a special type of people, and God love one people more than how him love your next rest of people, your religion is vain. It's demonic, it's devilish, it's not godly. When you see this man, I'm in the image and likeness of God, because God created me in his image and in his likeness. Understand? Until the philosophy which hold one race superior and the next race inferior is abandoned, discredited, totally disregard. Understand? Get rid of that thought and mindset. Understand? There's no superior people, nowhere upon the face of the earth. Understand? And I don't know, every man I look handout. I look handout from nobody, but I say fairity across the board for everybody. You understand? Every man have an equal right to live and to be free. Don't care what color, class, or race you be. Treat human being right. Take a tip from me. Don't gun him down in the street. One love. Peace out.